one hears whispers of places that time seems to have forgotten, corners of the globe tucked away so securely that they remain almost untouched by the clamor of the modern world. Upper Dolpo is precisely such a place. Nestled high in the remote western Himalayas of Nepal, it's a land of stark, breathtaking beauty, ancient Tibetan culture, and a silence so profound you can almost hear the mountains breathing. It was for a very long time a forbidden kingdom, closed off to outsiders, which only adds to its mystique. The allure is undeniable. It's a chance to step into a living museum, to walk through landscapes that feel more like paintings than reality, and to connect with a way of life that has endured for centuries against formidable odds. The desire to trek here isn't just about conquering high passes or ticking off another trail. It's about experiencing something genuinely authentic. You follow ancient salt trade routes, past strings of yaks laden with goods, and encounter villagers whose hospitality is as warm as the yak butter tea they offer you. The culture is deeply rooted in Bonpo and Tibetan Buddhism, evident in the prayer flags that flutter violently in the wind and the ancient monasteries, or gompas, that cling to sheer cliff faces. It's a pilgrimage, in a way, not just for the devout, but for anyone seeking to disconnect from the frantic pace of their own lives and reconnect with something more fundamental, more elemental. This is not a trek for the faint of heart, mind you. The very remoteness that makes it so special also makes it a significant challenge. The trails are rugged, the altitudes are dizzying, and the facilities are, shall we say, rustic. But that is the point, isn't it? The journey is part of the destination. It's a commitment, a proper adventure that demands preparation and respect for the environment and its people. For those willing to make the effort, the rewards are immeasurable. The vistas of the crystal-clear Poksundo Lake, the encounters with rare wildlife like the elusive snow leopard, and the sheer sense of accomplishment are things that stay with you long after your boots are off. So why do people want to trek here? They come seeking the ultimate escape, a journey back in time. They come for the soaring peaks, the turquoise lakes, and the vast empty skies. They come for the challenge and the solitude. In a world that is increasingly connected and homogenized, Upper Dolpo offers a rare glimpse into a world apart, a kingdom in the clouds that continues to guard its ancient secrets. It's an invitation to an adventure of a lifetime, a call to the wild heart that beats within all of us, promising an experience that is as profound as the landscapes are vast. Embarking on an adventure to Upper Dolpo requires more than just a sturdy pair of boots. It requires a bit of careful financial planning. The costs can seem a bit daunting at first, but when you break them down, they begin to make sense. The single most significant expense is the trekking permit. Because Upper Dolpo is a restricted area, the fees are substantial. For the first 10 days, the permit costs $500 per person. After that, it's an additional $50 per person per day. This fee goes towards preserving the unique culture and fragile environment of the region, so you can think of it as a contribution to conservation. It's a necessary toll for entering this exclusive world. The way you choose to trek also has a major impact on the overall cost. For a couple seeking a private journey, the total price will naturally be higher per person, as you are covering the full cost of the guide, porters, and logistics yourselves. A private group of 4 or 5 people will see the per-person cost decrease, as these fixed expenses are shared among more trekkers. The most budget-friendly option is often a group join trek, where a travel agency bundles several individuals or smaller groups together. This significantly lowers the cost for everyone involved, though it does mean sacrificing a bit of flexibility in your itinerary and travel companions. It's a classic trade-off between cost and customization. Transportation is another key line item on your budget sheet. Getting to the trailhead at Jufal is an adventure in itself. It typically involves a flight from Kathmandu to Nepalgunj, a city in the hot, flat Terai region, which can cost around $180. This is usually followed by an overnight stay before taking the thrilling early morning flight up to Jufal's tiny airstrip, which costs about another $150. These flights are notoriously dependent on the weather, so it's wise to build a buffer day into your schedule. The costs for your guide and porters are also crucial. A licensed, experienced guide might cost between $30 and $40 per day, while a porter, who will carry up to 20 kilograms of your gear, will be around $20 to $25 per day. Finally, you must account for your daily sustenance and shelter. In the lower regions, you might find simple tea houses, but for most of an Upper Dolpo Trek, you'll be camping. A fully organized camping trek, which includes a cook, kitchen staff, and all meals, will average around $30 to $40 per person per day. This covers 3 hearty meals, tea, and coffee. While camping might seem more expensive than staying in tea houses, which are usually just a few dollars a night, it's often the only option in the high, remote areas. Planning for these costs methodically ensures your focus remains on the magnificent scenery, not on your wallet. The trek from Upper Dolpo to Jomsom in Mustang is a truly epic traverse, a journey that connects 2 of Nepal's most fabled and restricted regions. It's a lengthy and demanding route, typically taking around 27 days to complete, and it crosses a series of high, challenging passes. The adventure begins with the flights from Kathmandu to Nepalgunj, and then on to the starting point, Jufal. From there, the first few days are spent trekking north along the Suligad River, ascending gradually towards the magnificent Poksundo Lake. This initial leg allows for crucial acclimatization before you venture into the higher, more demanding terrain that lies ahead. After spending a day exploring the ethereal beauty of Poksundo Lake and the nearby Ringmo village with its ancient Bon monastery, the real challenge begins. The trail veers east, taking you over your first major hurdle, the Kangla Pass, which sits at a formidable 5,360 meters. The ascent is tough, and the views from the top are simply staggering, a reward for all the hard effort. From the pass, you descend into a vast, silent valley that leads to the legendary Shegompa, the spiritual heart of Upper Dolpo. This monastery is a place of immense cultural significance, and spending time here feels like a profound privilege, a window into a deeply spiritual world. The journey continues eastward from Shegompa, taking you deeper into the wilderness. You will cross another high pass, the Saldang La, at 5,200 meters, before descending to the village of Saldang, one of the largest settlements in the region. The trail then winds through a series of remote villages like Komang and Tinje, offering fascinating insights into the daily lives of the Dolpo Pa people. The landscape is a masterpiece of desolation and beauty, with barren hillsides painted in shades of ochre, brown, and grey. Each day brings a new vista, a new challenge, and a deeper appreciation for the resilience of life in this high-altitude desert. The final leg of this grand traverse involves crossing a series of smaller passes as you make your way towards the border of the Mustang region. The landscape begins to change subtly as you approach the final high pass, the Yungbin La at 5,550 meters. Conquering this last great obstacle is a moment of pure triumph. The descent from here leads you down into the Kali Gandaki Valley and finally to the bustling town of Jomsom. From Jomsom, you can catch a flight back to Pokhara and then on to Kathmandu, your head full of memories of the vast, empty spaces and the incredible journey you have just completed. It's a trek that tests you, changes you, and stays with you forever. Choosing the right time of year for a trek in Upper Dolpo is absolutely critical. It's a decision that can make the difference between a magnificent adventure and a grueling, snowbound ordeal. Unlike most other trekking regions in Nepal, which are best visited in the autumn and spring, Upper Dolpo has a different window of opportunity. The best time to go is during the monsoon season, from June to September. This might sound utterly counterintuitive to seasoned Nepal trekkers, but there's a very good reason for it. The Dolpo region lies in a rain shadow, a vast area shielded from the heavy monsoon clouds by the massive Dhaulagiri and Annapurna mountain ranges. While the rest of Nepal is being drenched by daily downpours, Upper Dolpo enjoys relatively dry, clear and sunny weather. The temperatures are milder at high altitudes, making the high pass crossings more manageable and less perilous. The landscape, though arid, comes to life with patches of wildflowers and hardy green vegetation, adding splashes of color to the otherwise stark canvas. This period also coincides with important local festivals, such as the Shea Festival, which takes place every 12 years, offering a rare and vibrant cultural experience. Trekking during the summer months allows you to see the region at its most accessible and animated. The traditional trekking seasons of spring from March to May and autumn from October to November are also viable, but they come with their own set of challenges. In the spring, the high passes are often still blanketed in deep winter snow, making them extremely difficult or even impossible to cross. While the lower elevations are beautiful with blooming rhododendrons, the main goal of crossing into the heart of Upper Dolpo can be thwarted. Similarly, in autumn, while the skies are exceptionally clear, offering stunning mountain views, the temperatures begin to plummet. The days become shorter, and the nights can be bitterly cold, making camping a much more demanding experience. Winter, from December to February, is simply not a time for trekking in Upper Dolpo. The region is completely frozen over, with heavy snowfall burying the trails and blocking all the high passes. The local population often migrates to lower, warmer altitudes during these months, and the villages can feel deserted. The extreme cold and impassable conditions make trekking not just unpleasant, but dangerously impossible. Therefore, for the best balance of stable weather, accessible trails, and vibrant local life, the summer months are, without a doubt, the prime season for embarking on this incredible Himalayan journey. Planning for this window is the first step to a successful expedition. Trekking at high altitude presents a unique challenge that has nothing to do with the steepness of the trail: acute mountain sickness, or AMS. This is a condition caused by ascending too quickly to elevations where the air is thinner and contains less oxygen. Its initial symptoms are often mild and can be mistaken for general fatigue, a headache, nausea, dizziness, and loss of appetite. It's your body's way of telling you that it's not getting enough oxygen. Ignoring these early warning signs is incredibly dangerous, as mild AMS can progress to life-threatening conditions like high-altitude cerebral edema, or HACE, or high-altitude pulmonary edema, or HAPE. Respecting the altitude is paramount. The golden rule for preventing AMS is simple: climb high, sleep low. This means your itinerary must include gradual ascents and planned acclimatization days. On an Upper Dolpo trek, this is non-negotiable. An acclimatization day, like the one typically scheduled at Poksundo Lake, involves resting or taking a short hike to a slightly higher elevation before returning to a lower altitude to sleep. This process helps your body produce more red blood cells and adapt to the lower oxygen levels. Staying well hydrated, avoiding alcohol, and maintaining a steady, slow pace are also crucial preventative measures. Listening to your body and communicating any symptoms to your guide immediately is the most important safety rule of all. Beyond AMS, your choice of accommodation plays a role in your comfort and budget. In the lower parts of the trek, you will find basic tea houses, which are essentially small lodges run by local families. They offer a simple bed and meals, providing a wonderful cultural exchange. However, once you ascend into Upper Dolpo proper, tea houses become scarce to non-existent. This is where organized camping becomes essential. While a tent might not offer the solid walls of a tea house, a full camping setup with a dining tent, a toilet tent, and a dedicated cook can be surprisingly comfortable. The cost is higher, but it's the only way to safely explore these remote areas. Finally, some practical tips for planning your budget and enjoying the journey are in order. Always carry some extra cash in Nepalese rupees for personal expenses, such as snacks, drinks, or souvenirs, and for tipping your guide and porters at the end of the trek. Pack layers of clothing, as temperatures can swing wildly from a warm sun to a freezing wind in a matter of minutes. A good quality sleeping bag and a reliable waterproof jacket are essential. Most importantly, travel with an open mind and a patient heart. Flights may be delayed, trails may be tougher than expected, but the magic of Upper Dolpo lies in its raw, untamed nature. Embrace the journey, and it will reward you with an experience of a lifetime.